Okay, so here's my 1978 Datsun 280Z, the 2+2 model. Alright, so it's a 6-cylinder, a straight 6 with a 4-speed manual transmission. It's kind of a burgundy color, as you can tell. Alright, so right now I'm just going to kind of give you a little tour of the car. Show you what I'm talking about in my description on Craigslist. This is it. Yeah, it's a pretty nice little car. I mean, I do like it. Just the fact that I need a running car. Don't have a running car, so just gotta sell it. All right, so I'm just gonna show you some of the rust spots I'm talking about and everything. You can see here right above the lamp, there's just this little bit of surface rust. This stuff is all fixable, pretty easy to do. Sand, body paint or body plastic if you need it, and a little bit of paint. See, that's just about the size of a quarter, maybe a little bigger. Alright. So the body's in pretty decent shape, except for a couple of spots are pretty bad. That's just a little bit more surface rust. Whoever tried repairing this car just did a really crappy job. As you can tell. They didn't take care of the rust, they let it rust and painted over it so it's all bubbling up. So I just kind of scraped it off here so you can really see how it is. Alright. Now this is the worst of the surface rust spots on the whole car. As you can tell, I mean, like, this is all body plastic here that somebody just didn't do a good job putting it on there. It's all just kind of peeling up. You can see all this stuff under the rust and all. Alright. So there's this rust and all. You can see it's just around here, around the T-top or moon roof, whatever you want to call it. Now for the worst, or for the rust that isn't too easily repairable, you have a couple holes. There's one, if you can see right in here, that's actually a hole right down in there. Leaks a little bit of water. It's not too big, and I mean, if you're just trying to get it to stop leaking, just throw some silicone in there. Obviously, that is not a really long-term repair. Alright, there's also, if you look down here, there's also a couple of holes I was talking about. Hey, down here in the little rocker panels and all. This stuff all needs to be cut out and replaced. And up here also, you can see the rust there. I mean, like, this stuff is really, it's kind of bad in the spots. It's pretty bad. Alright, I'll walk around the car and show you the other side. Alright, so it's actually under the door over here, just a little bit right there. You can see it. Then it gets worse back here by the rear wheel. It's pretty bad stuff, but it's nothing that's not fixable. And also back here, you can see actually where somebody tried to repair this, but they did a really crappy job. They just threw a bunch of body plastic in there, and that is not a repair. That's just somebody being lazy. Right, so you can see how much is body plastic, but that's something that's gonna need to be fixed. Right. Take you inside the car real quick. Alright, so again, you see this handle does actually work, but I said in the description the driver handle doesn't, and so you have to go into the car and open it from the inside. Alright, you can also just roll down the window and open it from the outside, or roll down the window and open it through the other window. But yeah, alright, so might have showed you the steering wheel, I don't know, but steering wheel not in the greatest shape. It's obviously, it needs to be redone, re-wrapped or replaced in general. Alright, so there's the speedometer and odometer over here. You can see it says 27,307 for the miles. Now obviously that is not right. It's either 127,000 or 200. I'm really hoping that it's one, but I don't quite know about that. Alright, so yeah, again, I don't know exactly the exact mileage, but it's one or the other. I don't think you get over 300,000 miles on this. But alright, speedometer, your other gauges and stuff over here to the right. Everything works as far as I know. Alright, so it does have AC, but right now there's no belt on the compressor, so that needs to be put on there. I don't know if it actually needs to be replaced or what, But yeah, so as you can see, again, there is no carpet in here right now. It looks pretty crappy, but the floor panels are actually in pretty decent shape. There's no rust spots or anything on them, or nothing at least that's worse than surface rust. A bunch of junk over here, but this is, I mean, it's all solid panels and stuff. Alright, so here's the interior. As you can see, the dash has that cover on it that I was talking about, but it actually looks pretty decent. It only has one real crack spot right here. Somebody put that on there, I guess, because they didn't want to replace the whole dash. Alright, there is a center console. If you noticed, it was missing. It's actually just in the back right here. I took it out because I wanted to try and get the rest of the carpet out that he left on under it. Alright, I also said the driver's seat was pretty messed up, and it is, which is why I have this seat cover on it right now. Just a seat cover I bought for like 30 bucks at AutoZone. Make it look a little better. The passenger seat isn't too bad, but it could use a little bit. Alright, so it could use a little replacing or whatever. The back seat is folded down right now, but it's in just about the same shape. It's a little bit better than this. Like, it's not too torn like this is. But yeah. Alright, so the headliner just kind of bubbling up a little bit. It's not on right there. That's probably because the water leaking from the hole in the windshield. Not hole in the windshield, but the hole I showed you earlier, the rust hole. Again, back here, like, it's in pretty decent shape, except it's just coming off. Alright. So again, that's pretty much the interior. All the windows work and everything. It's just that one handle on the driver's door does not. And also, as I also said in my description, it does not, or the keys that I have only fit the ignition. They don't actually lock the doors. Yeah, the door's already cracked. I didn't just open it with the handle, by the way. Just popping the hood for you. You can take a look under there. Alright. So the engine, I was told, was rebuilt. But, you know, rebuilt engines do not come with blown head gaskets. So I don't know what the deal is with that. I mean, it looks nice and clean under there, but I'm not too sure if it was actually rebuilt or not. Alright, so I replaced the rotor and the distributor cap. Also got a new battery for it. They actually didn't give me a battery. Changed the oil. That's about it. I have the new fuel filter again. I didn't put it in there because I wanted to run the old fuel that's in there out. All the old fuel that's in the lines. I only have that good 1 gallon in there with a little bit of octane booster. So I wanted to get whatever crud is in the gas tank in that old fuel filter before I put the good fuel filter in there. Alright, so again, it's fuel injected, 6-cylinder, straight 6. So trying to figure out what's wrong with it, I again replaced the fuel and stuff like that, and I couldn't figure out what's wrong until we finally just went to the store, or went to AutoZone. I got one of the compression testers, and I tested my 6th, 5th, and my 2nd cylinders for compression. The 6th and 5th, or the 6th one had virtually no compression. The 5th had like 30 psi, but then it dropped down to 0 like almost instantly. And the 2nd one, I believe, got up to about 50 psi, but again, it dropped down just as soon as the compression cycle was over. It dropped down to nothing. Alright, that's pretty much it. Alright.